You know, I might just be a tad bit biased about this trade, because I did make a video 5 years ago talking about this guy and how he could be the most underrated prospect in the 2019 NHL Draft. You already see it from the title, you already saw it from the thumbnail. Today we are talking about Philip Tomasino, because about 3 hours ago, admittedly it happened while I was in bed, but 3 hours ago we saw ourselves a trade which sent Philip Tomasino from the Nashville Predators over to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Maybe this is the forward that Pittsburgh could use long-term and in the short-term. The trade goes as follows. To the Penguins, you got Philip Tomasino, and to the Nashville Predators, you have a 2027 fourth-round pick. That's it. You see, I might be biased, because I do agree with a lot of the replies here. Why would the Predators take this? Terrible deal for them. The Preds just got fleeced yet again. That's a terrible trade for Barry Trotz and the Nashville Predators. Selling and buying all before American Thanksgiving. What's the strategy in Pittsburgh? Kyle Dubas won a trade. Penguins fans were hanging their hats on that 2027 pick being key to the rebuild. There's a lot of people going out there and saying, okay, yeah, the Pens fleeced. Penguins won that one. Announce Yakemchuk to the Habs. Okay, we're not going to go out there and do that. That makes zero sense for the Nashville Predators. You know what? I don't actually think I could get a good reason as to why Nashville would have made this trade. It's not like a 2027 fourth-round pick is the most valuable asset out there. And at the same time, Philip Tomasino, well, I'm not going to say that he's super valuable either. He was a former top guy in the 2019 draft. 24th overall pick by the Nashville Predators from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. 23 years old, 6 feet 179 right-handed center winger. Signed on until the end of this season. You can see some of the scouting reports from Philip Tomasino back in 2019. These are the reasons why we made that video talking about how he could be a top pick. But Tomasino, he's a fearless puck carrier, willing to pay the price to take the puck to high danger parts of the offensive zone. He's got elite hands, Swiss Army knife forward whose versatility made him effective. His explosive skating style is highlighted by a lightning quick first step and high-end foot speed. He's a highly athletic center who is a plus skater with good vision and a strong wrist shot, dynamic offensive talent, creates offense with very hard work. He's very consistent. He jumps in and out of holes to create chances. This is a guy whom, back in 2019, you think about two-way Swiss Army knife versatile players. Think like Matt Boldy, for example. Matt Boldy is kind of like a similar profile to what we thought Philip Tomasino would be with the Nashville Predators and when they took him in the first round in 2019. Back in 2019, he was a point-per-game guy in the OHL. He continued being a point-per-game guy in the OHL. Then he was a pretty good AHL player. There was a season there where he was just under a point per game with the American Hockey League's Milwaukee Admirals, and he did have some time to develop in the Nashville Predators system. Unfortunately, his first rookie season in the NHL was his best one. He had 32 points in 76 games played with the Preds in 2021-2022. But then you go over into the next few years, he didn't really have the same offensive flair, nor the same offensive production. Actually, was this season better? Yeah, points per game wise, I think this season was a tad better in the Nashville Predators organization. 18 points in 31 games played. Yeah, this was a better point per game year for Tomasino. But as the years went on, he had 20 points in 41 games over there, and then this season he had 1 point in only 11 games. So he wasn't really being used too much. If you take a look at the game log, there were some games where he only had 5 minutes, 9 minutes, and yeah, he was scratched for a good chunk of the season. He hasn't played half the games here for the Nashville Predators, only 1 assist in the process. So the Preds really didn't have a use for this guy. It's very unfortunate to see him go down this path considering the talent. But to get him off the team for just a 4th-round pick in 2027? Like, oh my goodness. Talk about selling low. Talk about having an asset and taking him out at the worst possible time in the value that he has. take a look at the R-Hockey comment thread here. This is on the subreddit responding to the trade. Let's go out there and read some of these. Get Trotz out of the kitchen. What is he doing? This is anti-cooking. It's raw. It's raw. Oh my. Could it be? It is. AJ Styles. That's really funny. Okay. I don't even know what this is referring to. Yeah, it's raw. That's the Gordon Ramsay. Oh my, could it be? It is. Is that AJ Styles? The debut video of him at the Royal Rumble when he made a surprise appearance at the 3rd overall selection in the Royal Rumble and the camera was focused on Roman Reigns' face the entire time? Oh my, could it be? It is. Somebody please correct me in the comments if that's correct there. It's stone cold. Cooking without the salt. If what's for dinner, if the projection has the dude clearing waivers next season. Okay, I misread that. He's a 4th round pick 2 years from now. Is that more useful than a 20-point depth guy, even if he is a waiver guy next year? I'm messing up these comments really badly, but you can see them on the screen here. They're wondering whether or not a 4th round pick in 2027 is really more useful than a 20-point depth guy, even if that guy is a waiver eligible player next season. Let's go out there and read some more. Smithers, I'm beginning to think Barry Trotz was not the brilliant GM that I thought he was. Huh? Pittsburgh Penguins fan, huh? If he continues the track record of Predators first-round picks that end up elsewhere, this is already going to be more of a steal than it already is. And that is really, really interesting to think about. Let's actually look that up. Nashville Predators draft picks, and we'll look at the draft history of this team. So, first-round picks that the Predators have had that ended up in other organizations and doing well. Okay, Yaroslav Askarov, there's one right away. He's pretty all right. Scroll down. Eli Tolvanen, great Seattle Kraken player. He's amazing. Dante Fabro is in Columbus. Samuel Girard, not a first-round pick, second-round guy, but he's a fantastic Colorado Avalanche player, especially for a second-round draft selection. Kevin Fiala, ooh, that's a really good one. Seth Jones, ooh, that's a overpaid one, but it's still there. Then if you scroll down here, okay, Ryan Ellis, yeah, well, we're not going to talk about him. Jonathan Blum. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Remember that name? Jonathan Blum. Anyways, there are a bunch of first-round picks that the Nashville Predators have had that have succeeded outside of the Predators organization. Will Philip Tomasino be next up on that list? He is a pretty decent depth guy, but ultimately trading him away for what is essentially a 4th-round pick in 2027... it's not great. That's it? I thought the Preds had Tomasino as highly regarded from a youth standpoint. He averages 37 points per 82 games as a 23-year-old former first-round pick, but when you have the opportunity to trade or waive 4 former first-round picks in under 12 months, you have to take it. Oh boy. Barry Trotz, what are you doing? This is the whole starting the rebuild thing he was talking about. Are we absolutely certain that he knows what a rebuild is? Yeah, that's when you trade away all the young guys for established guys and give your team a different vibe, right? People are making a lot of fun out of this trade, and rightfully so. It doesn't really align with the direction if the Preds want to remain competitive now, which is why they signed Stamkos and Marchessault. Trading away a depth guy like Tomasino for a 4th isn't great. If you wanted to talk about the youth, you want to talk about keeping young guys together. Tomasino is 23 years old. And that 4th-round pick is not really going to have value until maybe 2030 when that guy who's taken in the 4th round eventually is old enough to make the team. And who's even to say that he's going to be able to do that? It's a 4th-round guy. What are the odds that 4th-round guys end up making the league in the first place? Very, very low. So ultimately, I feel like the only reason this would even be happening, this trade would be happening, is because if Barry Trotz went up to Tomasino and said, hey, we want to get you an opportunity elsewhere, we think you're better than what we're giving you here, you can go over to a team like Pittsburgh, you can get ice time, you can get minutes, and we'll just shelter the blame because we're not using you and it's not like you're really developing here. That's the only reason I think a trade like this could even be made. Other than that, this is a total wash. The Nashville Predators just got absolutely fleeced by Kyle Dubas, and it's not even funny. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Philip Tomasino going over to Pittsburgh for a 4th-round pick in 2027. I hope you enjoyed this Vishash Roll 99, and bye.